Hi and welcome to Healthy You. My name is Shenita-Ann. I will be your host today, bringing you a sweet treat. Now we have a wonderful recipe brought by a locally renowned and soon to be world-renowned vegan chef. So stay tuned, join us here, make this recipe along with us with our vegan chef, Miss Levita Mondie. Thanks so much for joining us, Miss Mondie. I'm so excited to have this recipe in my back pocket and learn a little bit more about making these brownies. Vegan brownies too.
And thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
I look forward to sharing this delicious recipe.
Wonderful. Okay. Now, I do want to let our viewers know, jump right into all of the different ingredients we're going to use here for brownies and also some of the health benefits. So can you tell us what we have here today for our brownies?
Okay. So our first ingredient is a half a cup of oats. So this is a whole grain.
Yes.
Always good to incorporate more of those. And then we have cocoa powder, 3/4 cup of cocoa powder.
Yes, we need that chocolatey. Wouldn't be brownies without it, huh?
It, right.
Wonderful.
You want to make sure that it says for baking when you buy it.
Cocoa for baking. Cocoa for baking.
And then we have two types of sugars here, a 1/3 cup of coconut palm sugar and a 1/3 of a cup of sugar in the raw.
Brown.
Or raw sugar.
Yes.
Okay, and then we have oats that we grounded a little bit. This will be for dusting the muffin pan and keeping them from sticking. And here we have baking powder, which we're accustomed to using that in traditional baking, and it's no different in this vegan recipe. And we also have sea salt, and we have ground coffee to add an additional dimension to these brownies. Yes,
that is one of the secret ingredients there. And I know you may have another little trick here for preparing vegan baking. Tell us about the last ingredient here.
So these are ground flax seeds, and it's one of the many substitutes that I use for eggs.
Yes.
In baking, and even in other things. I made mock crab cakes recently, and I used flax seeds with ground flax seeds in water to make a fake egg. So it's one tablespoon of ground flax and 3 tablespoons of water whisked together.
Yes.
And it will become gelatinous.
Yes, and that's that
like
egg sticky consistency that we're trying to achieve without using those animal products. So I'm happy to learn that little trick. I hope you all picked it up too. And Miss Levita, now as we're preparing, tell us a little bit about more what you do here in the area. Where's your background?
So I'm a teacher. I teach humanities by day, but I have this other life, which is my food life. I just cook lots and lots of vegan food. I enjoy mastering all kinds of ethnic vegan cuisine, so I can make everything from soul food to Jamaican food to Ghanaian food to Mexican to Italian, Mediterranean. I've just over time developed so many different ways to veganize traditional dishes that have meat in them. And I share that knowledge and expertise and joy. I share it through my blog, which is vitasveganventures.wordpress.com.
Okay, we're going to get that again.
Yes. And so I share it through my blog where you'll find stories around food. I like to tell stories and weave in cooking tips and weave in recipes. So I have the blog, but I also I do talks, I do demonstrations, I do cooking lessons, I go to people, I bring groups into my home even and do cooking lessons. And so
yes, now lesson with our flaxseed. Now I want you to tell me how best should I get the right consistency? Should I start with the
So it's important to start with ground flax seeds. Let me say that. You don't want to pour whole flax seeds into this recipe.
Yes.
You want to grind them yourself, or you can buy them already ground. So
these were already ground, or were
these were ground. I bought them ground. So you're doing perfectly.
Just, oh, wonderful! Just drip it on in there, and we are getting
whisk it. We don't want to have any dry ground flax, on the sides.
Okay. And that groundness, I'm betting, can definitely help for the absorption when we're trying to get some of those benefits. Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you want to Tell us about some of those.
So with flax is also called linseed, and it's high in fiber and high in protein, like seeds generally are, and you get so many benefits. So it's flax seeds are anti-inflammatory because of the omega-3 acids, omega-3 fatty acids that are a big part of their makeup, and they're also antioxidant because of the lignans. So the lignans are like the number one source, or the flax are like a number one source of lignans in the human diet, and it's lignans are anti.
We have our gelatinous, nice substitute here for our brownies. Do you want to go into like some of the main portion, our main constitutes of these black bean brownies? Because I know you have a lot of information, a lot of good benefits regarding this treat.
Yes, so one of the ingredients, as I mentioned, was oats, and oats are a whole grain, and they're packed with all kinds of nutrients as well.
Yes.
And they're high in fiber. There's protein in oats as well. And oats can help with skin conditions. Oats can help with, it's a way to address diabetes.
Yes.
Because it's it just slows down the absorption of sugar and so on into your bloodstream. Because we're using oats and not flour, we don't use flour anywhere in this recipe.
Yes.
These brownies turn out to be, they're gluten-free.
Yes.
And so
That's
I'm
the
trying
goal.
to broaden my repertoire of gluten-free, and this is, one of the recipes that I've devised to do that. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
As we're incorporating plant-based diets, we have some tricks and tips for gluten-free maintenance also. Now, what should we know about our other health benefits?
So these brownies, they feature black beans, and usually when I say that, people get nervous, but I promise it's delicious and it's very nutritious. So the black beans are super high in protein, and super high in fiber, and there are all kinds of minerals and vitamins in them, like iron and phosphorus and calcium. And you think about iron being good for like anemia, and calcium being good for your bones. So healthy bones are a benefit of eating more black beans.
Sure.
It lowers your blood pressure. It is combative of something like high blood pressure. And weight loss, it contributes to that, contributes to healthy digestion, and helps alleviate or prevent things like diabetes and heart disease and cancer. Here we have a half a cup of the oats, so whole oats, and we're gonna have our cocoa, which we have 3/4. We have a 3/4 of a cup. And
I just like all that chocolateness going on.
Yeah, and you can smell it. So, if you were like turned off by the black beans, by the time you get to adding the cocoa, you're like, okay, I feel brownies coming on. So these are two different sugars, and one is coconut palm and the other one is sugar in the raw. If the ingredients feel like exotic, just know that you don't have to use coconut palm sugar. You can use sugar in the raw, These are healthier forms of sugar than, say, high fructose corn syrup or white sugar. So, I like to use agave sometimes, just in general. Agave and sugar in the raw are sugars that I kind of keep in my home.
So, that's a wonderful addition to add to your sweeteners. Now,
and so this is just a teaspoon of ground coffee beans. And I actually grounded these right before I came here. And they just add a whole other little twist and dimension to brownies. And if you don't want any kind of coffee twist, you can just leave it out. But I like adding twists and adding depth to recipes. So, and it only takes a little bit. So that's just a teaspoon. And then, of course, as in traditional baking, you have your baking powder, and this is 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Okay. So, and then we have salt, You know, and salt brings out stuff, brings out everything.
Salt
in a
enhances
recipe,
all of the flavors.
right?
Yes.
Even in baked sweet things. So the salt, we had a half a teaspoon.
Yes.
And so these are all of our dry ingredients.
All right, so once we put those in there, we're just gonna let them go. Are we looking for a particular consistency?
We're looking for a consistency like flour.
Got it.
Okay.
So we are making our flour now.
Okay. So this should do it. Okay. So. And you smell how chocolatey.
Already, yes. The flour, you can definitely smell the
Yes.
sweetness.
Yes, and I'm gonna take my fingers and just, and you wanna, you know, when you're dealing with dry ingredients in a food processor or a blender, by the way, you could do this in a blender.
Yes.
I find it easier to work with a food processor, which has this very wide bowl. But
Okay.
before you work with dry ingredients that are supposed to stay dry,
Yes.
you want to dry it. You want to make sure it's dry. You know,
Yes.
you don't want to rinse it and then start dumping.
Make sure your processor, your
It's
blender, whatever is dried out completely. That's a good trick because you'll get clumps, it sounds like, if you...
Yeah, you'll have a lot of stuff stuck to the bottom or the sides. So these are
Okay.
our dry ingredients. You want to
That's our flour?
taste it a little or no?
Okay, this is our flour.
This is our flour. I want.
Okay, let's...
We can smell it.
We can smell the aroma, the chocolatey aroma already.
And you can see the texture, that it is like flour.
Yes.
See?
Yes, very
it's
much
fine. Very much like flour.
Talk
Okay.
about baking from scratch.
Yes.
We
Okay.
are literally baking from scratch.
All right. So next we're going to dump all of our wet ingredients in the food
Okay.
processor. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be any particular order, but we're gonna put our black beans, and the black beans, they were canned, like a 15.5 ounce can of black beans.
Yes.
They were organic. They were like $1.25 Harris Teeter brand.
That is good information.
If you cook black beans, starting with the dry ones, you know, let's say you're gonna make a pot of black beans, you know, you could easily put aside 15 ounces and
Yes.
save those to make something sweet with.
Yes, definitely.
Or you can, again, you can start with canned beans. We did rinse these.
Yes.
Because oftentimes canned beans will be packed with sodium.
Yes.
And you can get rid of some of that sodium by rinsing them. And so we did rinse these beans.
That's a nice trick. If you're gonna go canned, you gotta rinse it just ahead of time, maybe with some cold water. You said that'll kind of cut down on
It'll wash out off some of that sodium.
Okay.
And also, even if you had a can of beans, you know, there's liquid in there.
Yes.
And we don't want that extra liquid to interfere with the outcome of the recipe. So it's
Okay.
good to wash them and drain them.
Yes, so this recipe, you don't need the extra liquid for your beans. Okay.
I have a 1/4 cup of applesauce. And one of the first tricks I learned
Yes.
when I became vegan was to use a 1/4 cup of applesauce for eggs. So I have two types of eggs working in this recipe. I have my mock egg made with the omega-3, and I have a 1/4 cup of applesauce. It's kind of like we're working with 3 eggs
Yes,
in this
and
recipe because we made enough flax egg for 2 eggs, and this is an additional egg in the form of a 1/4 cup of applesauce.
Okay.
And in trying out vegan gluten-free brownies,
Yes.
I found a lot of recipes, or I tried versions that I just didn't like, and I didn't like them because of texture.
That's
sometimes.
honest. That's honest.
So I had to think about, you know, what would make this texture more like a brownie for me, and I found that, you know, combining these 2 different types of eggs makes it even, you know, moist.
Yes.
The way I appreciate brownies being. So.
Okay, that's a good trick. You're sharing some of your expertise, some of even your trials and triumphs
Yes.
in the vegan dessert world. I'm excited to learn these tricks myself. So if I wanted to mix it up with my 2 substances, applesauce and ground flaxseed.
Yes.
Got it.
And I can go ahead. I think our
look
flax
at that
egg
consistency.
it's very much gelatinous.
Yes.
Like an egg would be. Like an egg would be. But
I can see the way it coats the spoon even.
Yes.
Okay.
And it works. And if you find, you're like, I do think you can feel the flax seeds. You can kind of feel them when you're eating the brownie. And if that's something that bothers you, you could just do all applesauce for your egg.
That's a good alternative. If that you said that consistency you're thinking. So that's another kick I think we have there. What are you adding there?
This is vanilla.
Ooh,
yes, and you can do bourbon vanilla or just regular dark vanilla. Okay, and then we have coconut oil.
Coconut oil. Now, a lot of people have been raving about coconut oil. So please tell us why coconut oil is so important for our brownie mix, for our bodies.
Yes. So coconut oil is an example of a superfood, and it has, it is a healthy fat.
Yes.
And so it's a plant-based fat, and so it helps lower your bad cholesterol.
Okay.
And so people, it's kind of counterintuitive. We think of fat as being bad, and not all fat is the same. Like the fat in a pork chop is not the same as the fat in a coconut.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
And so some of the purported benefits of coconut oil are that it contributes to, helps you lose weight.
Okay.
It balances hormones. It's great for skin conditions. Like I use coconut oil every day on my face. And
as a topical versus, but we can also have it here in our meals, even
and
versatile
so it can work,
uses. All right.
Yeah, and it can work on you from the inside, right?
Yes.
But topically, I use it on my body, and also I use it for oral hygiene. I swish with coconut oil, which is a centuries-old dental hygiene practice, where you swish, it binds to bacteria in your mouth, and you spit it out, and so it has these external things that it does for you, and then it does things for you on the inside. So it's also said to be helpful to people who suffer from Alzheimer's, or to prevent or aid with retaining memory.
Yes, those fats actually guard our brain cells, and they keep the connectivity going. Coconut oil, we can keep it in the bathroom and keep it in the kitchen, huh?
Yes.
Good to know.
And people who suffer from things like type 2 diabetes, it's a great oil to incorporate into your diet, and specifically where baking is concerned.
Okay, great to bake with. Okay, so we can definitely keep coconut oil always in some baking dishes. And for us here, since we added it to the food processor, I'm guessing we're gonna make all the wet and then the dry, and then we bring them together.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm not.
And what's nice is that we're gonna blend this wet, and we're just gonna dump the dry in and pulse it and all
now
of the stuff.
Now that's another reason why you need a food processor. So we're not mixing the. Not traditionally, not a traditional mix. Okay?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this chopped up, blended, modern style.
Yes.
Let our food processor work for us.
Yes. But look at the texture. You can see how much the texture has changed. It's very, 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 and I think that's good. I think this is good. Okay.
Wonderful. Look at that creamy consistency. Now,
so this is super creamy. You just see a little flecks of the black bean, but that's gonna do well with the chocolate. All right.
Might as well let everybody spill.
I'm smelling great brownies.
Already.
All right. Now, when you mix this time, you wanna kind of just mix the ingredients. You don't want to overmix. Okay, there is a such thing as overmixing when it comes to brownies. So I'm going to use my pulse button.
I see. Okay. So the overmixing, how would we know when to stop, or what's our gauge?
Well, it's kind of like when you can't see any more dry stuff,
That's enough.
Yeah, that's like enough.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a peek. So you see that?
I want to see it good though. I can see, oh my goodness, yes.
And it looks like brownies.
Better than in the box brownies.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm gonna post it maybe, let me do
A
it
few
like
more,
five,
okay.
5 more
And
times.
when they say overbeating, because I'm not, you know, you have to be a baker to really make those desserts. So how do you know when it's over beaten? What does that look like?
Well, maybe it starts to look like a batter.
Okay.
It is a batter, but
okay.
it's not pancake batter.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
You don't need it to be smooth like pancake batter.
Okay. Now, we have our batter here. I would say we're just gonna cook that thing. This recipe has been so simple. We have gone like maybe 1, 2, 3 steps and giving you health benefits to last a lifetime. But we have done such a simple recipe here, and I think we're gonna get things prepared, ready to bake. I'm just ready to eat brownies. Are you ready to bake?
Yes.
Okay, if we're ready to bake, we're gonna take a moment. We'll be right back with you, and back with our black bean vegan brownies.
Gluten-free.
Gluten-free with Miss Levita, our vegan coach. Thank you again.
For years, scientists have explored remote corners of the Earth, searching for exotic substances that might help prevent cancer. At last, man has discovered a secret place where powerful remedies can actually be found. Medical research shows that a vegetarian diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can help prevent many types of cancer. Wherever you live, cancer prevention is as close as your grocery store. To learn more, call 866-906-WELL.
And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that public service announcement. I am here with our very special guest, Chef Miss Levita Mondie. We're just getting all of our black beans batter ready to be baked and get ready to enjoy those brownies. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so we have to prepare the pan. I like to oil my pan. Oftentimes I use cooking spray, but we can substitute. Here today we substituted wiping the cups with coconut oil.
Okay.
And we're going to dust them with some oat flour.
Okay. And the oat flour is oats.
It's oats that I put through the food processor. And so then we want to put our batter in.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe we should have 2 spoons. So we could both.
Yes, so I could dip it.
You want to?
Yeah, if you hold it, I'm going to scoop it. Is there anything I should know about filling it up?
Well, I just go through and I put like a spoonful in each one. A spoonful, okay. And whatever I have left, I just keep going around until all the batter is gone.
Yes.
That's the simplest way.
That's what I said. How simple is that?
Yeah.
This is a big serving, not a serving spoon, tablespoon.
We bake these on 350, and depending on your oven, you can bake them anywhere from 18 to 25 minutes. I have a great oven and it cooks on the quicker side, so I will time it for 18 minutes and check on it.
Okay.
And you know when they're ready, when they begin they're dry on top and they pull away from the sides.
Yes. And welcome back. We have our beautifully baked black bean vegan brownies, and I can't wait to try them. So we're gonna go ahead and grab them out the oven. It has been 18 minutes and I can't wait. Safety first, and we are looking for the dry top tip of our brownie and for the edges to just pull away from the side. Can I pick which one? Or
yes.
Should I start from the corner?
Oh,
look at how soft that comes out from the side.
Yes.
You can use just a regular house spoon, it looks like. Making a lot of lifestyle, healthy, plant-based diet choices simple.
Let's try this.
You
got it?
Yeah. Making it simple is what I've really, really appreciated with this recipe.
Nice.
Making it nice and simple. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now.
You can just pick one.
I can just pick one? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I love doing this in a muffin pan just because they're formed and...
Brownie muffin bites. However you can get the brownie in.
Yes.
Works. All right. And it's so soft. It almost wanted to stay there on the spoon, but you got to get on the plate. So we're going to have a little bite of our brownie here.
Okay.
Just because I can't wait.
Yes.
How's that sound?
I'm enjoying the smell.
It is. The aroma is good.
The chocolate and the coconut, the hint of coconut, and the hint of coffee. Okay.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
I'm ready. Oh, that is so soft. Almost melts in my fingers.
I like how it looks. It looks like a brownie.
It's very moist. That is definitely a new favorite in my home, hopefully your home as well. And to all of our viewers out there, please, Miss Levita Mondie, your wonderful vegan soul recipes, vegan desserts. Tell us again how we find some more information about you online.
Okay, so you can visit my blog, which is Vitas, V-I-T-A-S, Vegan, V-E-G-A-N, Ventures, V-E-N-T-U-R-E-S, .wordpress.com. And you can also Google my name, Levita Mondie, to find, recipes, to find writings that I've done about veganism, to find videos that I've even done of my work, particularly with kids. So those two places in particular, my blog and just Google my name.
Yes, yes. I can't wait to learn even myself more about these wonderful recipes. I look forward to you all trying more great, healthful, healthy vegan recipes. Please visit our website, www.healthyoutvshow.com. Again, the website is www.healthyoutvshow.com, or visit us on Facebook at HealthyUTV. I am again so enthused to learn this new recipe. Thank you, Miss Levita.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure. It's been my pleasure. I've had so much fun. I really can't wait to dig back into my brownie. Hope you all try this recipe and many more. Thanks again for joining us here on Healthy You. I'll see you soon next time.